This is Richard, Find eBook Reader's blog, and today I have the Kobo Touch Edition e-reader. It's the newest e-reader from Kobo. You can see on the back it has this quilted pattern. It's finished on the back and the front with a kind of rubberized non-slip coating. So it's comfortable to hold. The quilting feels good in my hands. At the bottom you have a USB port. You have a button here to take you back to the home screen, and this is the home screen that it's displaying right now, and a power slider switch at the top. And there's a micro SD card slot. I'll just set Nook Touch and the Kindle 3 beside it so you can kind of compare the size here. The Kindle 3 of course has the keyboard, so it's going to be a little bit larger, but they all have the same size screen. They're all with the Pearl e-inks display from e-ink Holdings, which is the current generation. Okay, the home screen, you have at the bottom 3 icons. First is your settings. You have to go here before you can change the wireless connection, turn it on or off, launch your browser. You can't do that from within a book. You have to close the book, go back to the home page, and access the setting bar. Okay, there's also, this is apparently just added with their latest update. It's sketching program. Press the button at the bottom to go back to the home page. Oh, great. Okay, and now I have that mess on my home page. Very nice. Okay, this is a sync button. Lets you sync. I'm in airplane mode, so it's not going to sync right now. But it syncs with your last page, your last read page, with your apps and everything across the Kobo platform. At the top, you have library. You can look at either your books, your news and magazines, previews, or your shortlist. At the moment, Kobo's already released like 3 updates. So far, they haven't enabled categories, or you cannot create your own bookshelves to sort your books into. The only thing they have is, in addition to the normal library view, you have a shortlist, which is kind of a category where you can sort your favorite books into, so it's faster to find them. This little heart beside the book, if you tap that, it's going to put that book on your shortlist. You have 3 views. You can view by a list like this with a thumbnail. Okay, I hit the wrong key. That's a search. You can also view a grid of book covers, or just one cover. And you can sort your books by title, author, or by your recently read items. Okay, back to the home screen. There's another button at the top here for the store and for Reading Life. Reading Life is Kobo's social e-reading platform. Right, you can look at your awards or your reading stats. You get awards for doing things like reading a certain number of books at specific times of day or night, or there's a bunch of different awards. Okay, while you're reading, you'll notice at the bottom of the page you'll get a little notification that you've just won some kind of new mysterious award. Okay, this is a Kobo book. Now there's a couple of things. This is actually not a Kobo book. This is a library book. In this case, it's showing page numbers, like I'm currently on page 431 out of 436 pages. If you're reading a Kobo book that you purchased from Kobo, it's organized by chapters, and so what's going to happen is, instead of showing your progress through the total book, it's going to show you what page you're on out of the total number of pages for that particular chapter. Let me go to a Kobo book here so I can try to show something. Okay. Right now I'm in chapter 1, page 27 of 28. Okay, this is the last page in the chapter now. It's going to take a little bit longer to change pages to go into the next chapter. And there's a little loading spinning wheel on top. It didn't take that long right then, but sometimes I don't know, it just seems to take longer than a normal page turn. Okay, if you tap the center, you get at the top your Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi signal and your battery indicator. At the bottom you have a toolbar that has a home button, and you have 3 buttons over here. First is a menu that you can go to the table of contents. You can update the bookmark. One thing I don't like about this e-reader is you cannot set bookmarks anywhere you want. It's going to set automatic bookmarks when you finish reading. And sometimes if you want to mark a certain page, or if you're jumping back and forth in the book, and you know, if you have endnotes or something like that, it makes it awkward because you're going to end up searching out where you were before. Highlights, you can make highlights, and this will let you view your highlights. Here again, you can add this book to the short list. You can mark it as finished, which means Kobo closes the book, and if you open again, you're going to open at the front of the book. There's a dictionary function here. This actually opens up a search page where you can type a word into the dictionary. With Kobo books and some side-loaded books, there's also a way to automatically look up in the dictionary, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, finally, on this menu here, you have advanced settings. Currently, there are 2, and these are added with the updates, the software updates that Kobo's released. The first one lets you change how often the screen will do a complete refresh. If you may know about the Nook Touch, it completely refreshes the page every 6th page. So what that results in is faster, well, maybe not faster, but smoother page turns with less of the flash to black that you usually get with e-ink. The problem with the Nook Touch is that sometimes you get a bit of ghosting. You can see remnants of text from previous pages until it does a complete refresh. So that would be a useful feature to have on the Nook Touch, but I've not really seen any ghosting. If you have a completely white screen, like before when I was using the drawing app, there was a little bit of ghosting, but it's very faint. Normally, just reading a book, I don't see any ghosting with the Kobo Touch edition. When I did see it, in fact, was when I was reading outside in the sunlight for 20-30 minutes, and maybe it got a bit too hot, and then there was a lot of ghosting, and there were even black streaks on the edge of the screen. So probably there's some sort of heat issue. You might want to take that into consideration if you read at the beach a lot. Okay, the other advanced setting, and this is new, you can if you read, I see this a lot in library ebooks that are EPUBs. Sometimes on the right margin there'll be a little tiny page number, and to me it's kind of distracting and annoying. And apparently Kobo thinks so too, because you can use this switch here to turn those off or on. So if they bother you, you can eliminate them. That is kind of nice, actually. Okay, we also have a navigation button down here. And the problem is this only lets you navigate within the chapter. Okay, if you hit these double arrows here, that's going to take you back to the beginning of the chapter. There's also a little recurved arrow here that is supposed to be like a back function, but in my experience it's not really working too well. Okay, well right now it's working, but it seems to be kind of erratic. Okay, you also have a font selection key here. There are currently, I believe, 7 different fonts on the Kobo eReader, and you can add your own fonts too, which is kind of nice. I've added a few on there. You have sliders here for font size, line spacing, margin size, and you can change the justification, turn Kobo styling on or off. The largest font size actually is pretty good size. You know, that compares very well to the large size of the Kindle. This is the Kindle 3 with the largest text, and they're about the same. It's a different font, different text and everything, but they're about the same. The only annotation tool on the Kobo is the ability to make highlights. You can't take notes at the moment. And it works the same way as looking up a word, actually. You just tap and hold. You move these little sliders around. And when you're ready to make your highlight, you push this little icon at the bottom. And there you go, you have your highlight. You can share it on Facebook using this icon. And the dictionary works, this is how you access the built-in dictionary as well. Push the dictionary icon there, tap it, and you get the definition on the Merriam-Webster dictionary. On some side-loaded titles, you don't get this kind of built-in dictionary lookup, but rather you'll get a dictionary search page, so you have to actually type the word in. But with Kobo books, you get the built-in dictionary. Okay, next I'll open a PDF file. You can select, actually I have it selected to do landscape mode. You can flip the page, there's a little icon right here. But it's easier maybe to read it. You can double tap to resize it, and you can pan around. The pan function is actually pretty smooth for an e-ink based device. I was pretty amazed. You also have this slider here to increase magnification. For e-ink device, it's actually not bad. It actually works pretty good. Some problems though are that there's no annotation or anything, at least on the files I've tried. You cannot tap and hold a word to look it up, which you can in a normal book, but what you can do is tap this menu button here, and you have the dictionary lookup function, which gives you it's a dictionary search, so you can type a word in to look it up. So that's better than nothing, definitely. But I would like to see some annotation tools here. There's a little box here that shows you your position on the page.